Let's have a meeting about the meeting. Or maybe you've heard the one, that meeting could have been an email. People hate meetings. The thought of another meeting, another Outlook calendar invite is like nails on the chalkboard. If you feel that way, I'm here to tell you that meetings don't have to suck. I'm John Meyer here from Lead More, and I'm going to walk you through the 5 elements that every good meeting should have. Now, whether you love meetings or you hate meetings, they are a part of business culture. Whether you're running a Fortune 500, a brand new startup, or a nonprofit, we do have to have some sort of way to gather people together. From the short stand-up meeting to the annual all hands, whatever it might be, meetings exist, so make sure to make them good. Plus, if you're good at running a meeting, you'll build a reputation of running a great meeting. How often have you said, man, they run a tight meeting. I love having meetings with them. They might actually be productive. So here are the 5 elements you need. Number 1, agenda. Every meeting should have an agenda, and I'm here to give you permission that if it doesn't, you can cancel the meeting. When I used to run Lemonade, all of my one-on-one meetings had a Google Sheet outlined with certain questions, and I would ask that person, the one-on-one meeting is their meeting, not mine. It's not my agenda, it's theirs. They could add things to that. 5 minutes before the meeting, I would pull it up, take a quick scan, quick preview, so I knew what I was walking into, and we already had a sense of what we were going to talk about. So that's an example of a repeat agenda. They can add to it, and then we can have a productive meeting that's on task, on time. Now, we've already talked about scorecards before. You should track metrics. Have some form of metric or scorecard that you can quickly review in your meeting. Why are we having this meeting? What problem exists that we have to get together to solve? Point it back to the scorecard, point it back to the metrics, so we can say, hey, look, our sales are down in Q2. Let's have a meeting to try and solve this. We've outlined the agenda, and now we know why we're doing that. We know what we're headed toward, what the goal of this meeting is. But we're checking the metrics, and then we're moving forward knowing why this meeting exists. Number 3, celebrate wins. At some point in the meeting, make sure, earlier the better, that the people involved in the meeting know the things that are working. So even if it's a problem-solving meeting, what are the things that are going well? Let's briefly celebrate those. Call out the person, say, yes, we need more of this. Make sure that we're celebrating the actions that we want more of. Make sure that people know you see their work, you appreciate their hard work, and you recognize that. Celebrate the wins. Number 4 is cascading messages. At the end of this meeting, whether it be a one-on-one or a full staff or a leadership team, there might be things that other people need to know. Now, this is really important because if you get this wrong, this is where you hear office cultures of rumors and gossip. Why does Jim know that and I haven't heard, but Jim reports to me? I should have been told first. This is where feelings get hurt and people start to question, are they outside of the circle? Are they in the loop? Are they out of the loop? Cascading messages is simply deciding before you leave the meeting what needs to be said, who's going to say it, who are you going to say it to, when are we going to say it, how are we going to say it, and of course, what are we saying? It's just aligning on who needs to know and when. And so when we leave that meeting, we know that on Monday, the CEO is going to give this announcement that affects everybody. Or on Thursday afternoon, that all hands email is going to go out, letting people know of our new transition or the new hire or that this person got let go. Whatever the things are, who needs to know and when, that's called cascading messages. Okay, and lastly, every good meeting should have some form of a feedback loop. I'm a big fan of Traction in the L10 meeting. They actually grade the meeting 1 to 10. That's why it's called the L10 meeting. And I can tell you, I got a 5 one time. If you have a score below 7 in Traction, you have to explain why. And this person gave me a 5, and then when asked why, they said, John was kind of distracted. He was staring at his phone for lots of parts of the meeting, and I didn't feel like he valued our time. Boom! That will make you stop in your tracks. That's feedback. She was right, and I needed to do better. Reinforce why you're getting together and confirm that it actually was worth it. Because if you continue to have poor feedback or poor scores, then maybe, yes, that meeting should have been an email. Add these elements to your meetings so that they don't suck. And we no longer have to have meetings about the meetings and then meetings after the meetings. Let's make sure we only do meetings if they work and that they're productive. For more lessons on how to grow your business without adding stress and complexity, click subscribe below.